Hello and welcome to Talk with Immigration Attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this set of videos we are talking about permissions to re-enter or permissions to reapply for entry after a deportation order. So what most people know here is that Congress imposed some very harsh restrictions after IRA was passed, which was in 1996, to being able to come back to the U.S. after a deportation order. It essentially provided that those people, those foreign nationals who had been removed from the U.S. may not be readmitted for a certain period of time. Essentially, it was for 5 years through what's called summary exclusion or through expedited removal proceedings upon the person's entry to the U.S. is 10 years for those who are otherwise ordered removed in a deportation hearing, and it's 20 years for a subsequent or second deportation hearing, and then it's life for those who have aggravated felonies. So generally, those foreign nationals who wanted to return to the United States prior to the passage of that time, regardless of what other waivers they could file for, could not, unless they filed for a permission to reapply for admission and it was approved. Okay, now in regards to this, basically speaking, the permission to reapply, the beginning of it is filed on Form I-212, which is application for permission to reapply for admission to the United States after a deportation. You can refer to this as a 212 consent to reapply. But keep in mind that Form 212 by itself is like the cover of a book. You need to put in there all the meat, all the evidence that will ultimately get it approved, and that's declarations, affidavits. When my office does it, a nice legal brief which explains why it should be granted. I mean, basically you look at it's like a scale. You have the good stuff on one side and the bad stuff on the other, and of course you want to minimize the bad stuff without making any misrepresentations, and you want to maximize the good stuff, again, without lying and so forth. But you can get all kinds of letters of recommendation and hardship letters and so forth, in addition to all the other evidence, in order to be able to successfully get a permission to reapply granted. Okay, more in the coming videos.